We're starting the new Perek. That's Perek Hamishi. Not a big Perek, it's only 3 pages, but the Gemara will succeed in confusing us for 3 pages. Don't worry. The Gemara will figure out how to complicate us for 3 pages. No, Masechet Hashem will go slow. We'll get it properly. Gemara Yevamot Daf Nun. Masechet is being studied for the Refuah Shelema. Shimon ben Simcha. Elna lefanalo betoch shar chola amo Yisrael. Amen. We begin today on Nun Amud Rishon, and as I said, we're starting from the new Perek, the new Mishnah, which is the Perek called Rabban Gamliel. Fine. Now, this Mishnah is discussing many different scenarios regarding 4 different procedures. One of the procedures is going to be called Ma'amar. One of the procedures is going to be called Get. One of the procedures is going to be called Be'ilah. One is going to be called Halitza. So we're going to use these 4 different procedures and we're going to mix them around and thereby see what the law is going to be. Let's give an example where we start off with Rabban Gamliel's first case. Rabban Gamliel omer, en get ahar get, velo ma'amar ahar ma'amar, velo be'ilah ahar be'ilah, velo halitza ahar halitza. That's enough. What is he referring to when he says en get ahar get? So I read the Rashi. She gives us the case. Shte Yevamot le'adam echad. Okay, so Reuben died, and now he has 2 Yevamot that are falling to one of the brothers. Me'ah echad, from the same brother. So like we said, Reuben died. His 2 wives fall now to Shimon. So what did he do? If he was a normal guy, he would either make Yibum or he would make Halitza. But he didn't do that. Instead, Benatan get lazu, beget lazu. So what did he do? He gave both of them gittin. What did he give them gittin for? Kacha. Now, normally, when a person gives a get, that means they were married. Once they give a get, so that means they're forbidden from their point on to marry any of the relatives of the one that they divorced. But Rashi says over here, Eno asur bekrovot sheniya. He's not going to be forbidden in the relatives of the second lady. Why not? Di'i kama ahane. Because Rabban Gamliel has a safek. His safek is maybe the first get was considered a strong get enough to break the zikah. You know, when there's Yevamot that fall to a man, there's a connection. The question is, does a get, not a halitza, does a get have the ability to break this connection? So Rabban Gamliel has a safek. So he says, if it has the ability to break the connection, hapak azika de tarbayu. So now there's no more connection between him and any of these ladies. And therefore, the second get that he gave to the second lady, v'havi ki megaresh nuchlit. It's like he's making megaresh stam a lady. There's no inyan. Stam, he gave a get to nobody. Why? Because there's no zikah. V'i kama lo ahani. And if you're going to say that the first get is nothing, so then lemidche batra name lo ahani. It doesn't have the ability to push away the second one either. So therefore, hilkach lab gerusha tohi, and therefore it's not considered a gerusha, and that's what it means. En get ahar get. So therefore, the second lady would be permissible to marry still her relatives. It's not going to be a problem. Now we get to the next case. Velo ma'amar ahar ma'amar. Ben beyabam echad l'shnei yevamot. Ben shnei yevamim liyevama ahad. I will give the same case that we discussed till now. Two ladies fall to Shimon. And what does he do? He makes ma'amar to the first lady. What's ma'amar? Like a kiddushin. And he makes ma'amar to the second. So the Rabban Gimel says, no such thing. Velo ma'amar ahar ma'amar. And therefore, ha'aharon en klum lipsol et harishona alav. Which means the second ma'amar is not going to be considered a ma'amar to forbid the first one on him. Why? Because if you're going to say he's connected to the second one, so therefore you cannot marry two yibamim, cannot have two shuv lo yivneh. So therefore he says no, the second ma'amar is nothing and will not osir the first one. The ena sedicha menu get. For that matter, you don't even need a get in the second ma'amar. Velo li'aseh b'krovot hasheniya, and our relatives will not become forbidden. So again, the second deen is en ma'amar ahar ma'amar. The second, he made ma'amar with the first lady. The second ma'amar has no value. Again, no value to osir Shimon against the first lady. No value to osir that he needs a get from the second one, and no value that her relatives are not going to become forbidden. The first one is valid. Exactly. The first ma'amar is valid, and let him make yibum. Let him finish. Velo be'ilah ahar be'ilah. This is easy. Ba'al zeh. Let's say he went with the first lady. Bi'ah. V'hazar ubahu u'ehabat sarata. And then he went with the second lady. What are you doing with the second lady? The first bi'ah already was yibum. The second one is nothing. Bi'at znut ba'almahu. Okay, bi'at znut. The guy's a rasha. But what? Ve'en asur b'krovoteha. He's not asur b'krovoteha. They didn't marry her. It's considered bi'at znut. Ve'lo halitza ahar halitza. Simple. Once he gives a halitza to the first lady, finish. He broke the zikah. The second halitza that he gives, worthless. Why? Because you cannot give a halitza after a halitza. That is the opinion of Rabban Gamliel. Hachamim argue. Hachamim omnim yesh get ahar get. What does that mean? They say that the first get, it doesn't break the zikah. And therefore there's still some connection between him and the second lady. And therefore the get that he gives the second lady also is considered a get. Rabban Gamliel holds extreme. Rabban Gamliel holds either the first get is a full get or it's nothing. He holds all or nothing. Hakamim say we're misupak, that maybe when you give the get, there's still something left over. It doesn't break the zikah 100%. And therefore there's still connection between Shimon and the second lady. And therefore when he gives her a get, that get also is going to be a get. Rashi, yesh get ahar get. The kamalo daha legamre. See Rashi? The first one does not push away legamre. What pushes away legamre? Halitza. But get is not a halitza. So therefore, although he breaks the zikah a little, he's still connected to the second. Hilkach akate ika palga zikah. How's it palga zikah? Efa zikah. Ba'ya halitza. You need halitza to break a zikah. Hilkach ahani batra. Ve'havya girushato. Ve'asur b'krovoteha. So therefore, the second get is a get. And therefore, it's going to be forbidden with her relatives. Not only that, the yesh ma'amar ahar ma'amar. What's that case? That she doesn't tell us, but we know it. He gave the first girl ma'amar. So since it's only ma'amar, which is with Rabbanan, he's still connected to the second lady as well. The ma'amar is not so strong to push away the second one. Ma'amar is not like Yibum. If he made Yibum, then the second one is pushed away. But he only made a Ma'amar. So if he made a Ma'amar to the second lady as well, the Ma'amar is Hal. And therefore it's going to be Asur to her and to her relatives. Fine. There's nothing after Be'ilah. Once he makes Be'ilah on the first lady, then it's game over. That's called Yibum. And if he made Halitza after the first lady, finish. It's over. Okay, now the Mishnah is going to give us cases where you have a Yevamah that falls in front of a Yavam. Now, Rabotai, sit back. We're going to go through cases now where Shimon is the Yavam and Rachel falls to him. Now, what should he do? If he was a normal guy, either he makes Yibum or he makes Chalitza. But then we wouldn't have a Mishnah. This guy over here, he did other things. We're going to discuss over here where the first thing he did to this girl was Ma'amar. What it means Ma'amar? He went and he said, Are'at Ma'amari. Finished. He made Kiddushin Midrabbana. Okay, so he locked her in. Okay, now what did he do? So the Mishnah says first case. Asa Ma'amar biyibimto. Natan laget. Whenever you have a Ma'amar that's kosher, the only way to break a Ma'amar is through a get, not a Halitza. Halitza breaks a Yibum. Get breaks a Ma'amar. So the Mishnah says, Natan laget. But don't think the get is going to replace Halitza. No, you still need a Halitza. So the Mishnah says, Halitza. You understand why? The get doesn't break the Yibum. The get only breaks the Ma'amar. But you still have a Zikah of Yibum over here. What's the only thing that breaks a Zikah of Yibum? Halitza. So that's case number one. Now we can read Rashi over here. Rashi says, Siricha emenu Halitza, v'imratza lichnos lo yichnos. Aha. Rabotai, Rashi saying a Bekadushe. Why is it? Let him make Yibum. You know why is it? He says over here, once he gave a get, he already said, I'm not getting involved in this. Once already you push her away, you cannot take her back. How did you push her away? You gave a get. So get already indicates that one. Let's say a person made Halitza. Can he make Yibum after Halitza? Of course not. So the Hakamim said, just like you cannot make Yibum after Halitza, you cannot make Yibum after get.
Oh, no, this is part. They're not part.
No, we know that. It's with Rabbanah. So you got the first case? Well, that would go one case at a time. We have to understand each case properly. The first case is easy. Ma'amar, and then a get. What does he need? Halitza. Now we go to case number two. Ma'amar b'halitza. What did he do? He gave him ma'amar. And then what did he do? He made a halitza. Okay, no problem. But what is he missing? He's missing the get. Get. Because the halitza does not break the ma'amar. The halitza only breaks the yibum. So that she says, the halitza afka'aten zikata uba'eget la'afku'e kiddushin dile. Look at the rule. The halitza lo mafka'at kiddushin. Remember that lesson. Now we get to the third case. Asa ma'amar. Again, all these cases is easy. He made ma'amar first. And then what did he do? Uba'al. Wow, that's the Sadiq Yisod Olam. That's exactly what we want the guy to do. Make a ma'amar, be'ilah. This is considered yibum, beautiful. Now, what's the only way if he wants to get out of this now? How does he have to get out of it? Yeah. Very nice. You have to, those are the first cases. Let's just read Rashi. Okay, this is also a mitzvah. But we'll see exactly what the Gemara is going to say. Exactly. Because you really don't need to do a ma'amar. Let him just do a bi'ah. Ma'amar. And then a bi'ah. Just do a bi'ah. Again, it says abzu. You need to also consider it. Okay, now you want to get the next cases? The next cases are, he didn't do ma'amar first. עוד פעם, רחל fell. למי? לשמעון. עכשיו מה עשה? הוא התחיל בגט. למה הוא התחיל בגט? ככה. גט. נתן גט. ועשה מאמר. And then he made a ma'amar. The guy's confused. First he went get, and then he went ma'amar. Exactly. Tzricha get v'halitza. He needs a get and a halitza. Why does he need a get? Obviously, he needs a get for the ma'amar. Because bottom line, he made a ma'amar. Go slow, go slow, go slow. Oh, we'll read Rashi now. We'll read Rashi. But he made a ma'amar after the get. Go slow, go slow, go slow. Go slow, Rabotai. That's why we have. There was a great rabbi 1,000 years ago called Rashi. He will tell us all the answers. Natan get, Rabotai. We're going to read a famous rabbi called Rashi. Natan get ba'asa ma'amar. Be'otai ba'ma'atzma. In the same lady. Afilu Rabban Gamliel modeh. This is your point. The yesh ma'amar ahar haget. Rabban Gamliel, if you remember in the Mishnah, he said, "En get ahar get, en ma'amar ahar ma'amar." Aval yesh ma'amar ahar get. That ma'amar will work. The misaf kale iget dahe or no. You remember we said in Rabban Gamliel, he was misupak. Does the get push her away or not? If the get doesn't push her away, so therefore there's still a zikah over here. And if there's still a zikah, then the ma'amar will work. The Bangam was misupak how get works. It was a question in the Bangam. How does it work? If you say it breaks it, so therefore there's no ma'amar. But he had a safek that maybe it doesn't break it. And therefore if it doesn't break it, so therefore the ma'amar will work. The dilma get lo dahe. Maybe the get did not push her away. And if the get did not push her away, that's not a get then. And therefore, what she's still suitable for what? Ma'amar. Ve'ahani ma'amar yebamin ba. Ve'kol sheken Rabbanan. The amri get dohek ksat. Rabbanan said the get is ksat. So there's still something there. She's still connected. So therefore, since she's still connected, ma'amar will work for sure according to Rabbanan. Hani ma'amar lemekti shiyura de get. So therefore, what does he need? Sarich get the ma'amaro. Now, once you give the get, that doesn't take care of the yibum. The halitza lezikato. Beautiful. Now, the only question is, let him make yibum. Why cannot he make yibum? Because we learned already. Once he gives a get, he pushed her away. And once he pushes her away, to yibum he cannot make. That's what she says. V'yibume lo. The miget kama. Once he gave the get, kaimale belo yivne. He already has issue from the Torah. Shuv lo yivne. He cannot marry her again. Now let's get to the next case, Rabota. Next case is the same. Natan get. These cases are all starting with what? Get. And then what did he do? Why? Ubahal. What is this guy doing over here? He gave a get, and then he made Baal. Rashi right away says, Asur lekayema. Why Asur lekayema? Once he gave her the get, he pushed her away. And therefore, Shuv lo yivneh. The kama ale belo yivneh. V'siricha get lebi'ato. Now hold it. You need a get for the bi'ah. Now let's stop right there. This bi'ah that he did, does it make him married? This bi'ah. It's isur lav. Isur lav, lo yivneh. Now we have a big shita of Rabbi Akiva. We learned this a few days ago. Rabbi Akiva says, En kiddushin tofsin b'chiyeveh lavin. That if you make isur lav, they don't kiddushin over there. So the chaora over here, this bi'ah is belav. So the Mishnah says, Natan get to Baal Siricha get. Now I would have said, according to Rabbi Akiva, Lama Tziri get. Im en hakidushin topsin, b'gla shezeh chiyben lavin, lo tzari get. However, the Rashi comes and says, Va'afilu Rabbi Akiva. Even according to Rabbi Akiva, the Amar in Kiddushin Tofsim B'chayve Lavin. So why do you need to get? This whole Mishnah, by the way, as we're going to see, is following Rabbi Akiva. So that she's asking, if this Mishnah is following the Shita of Rabbi Akiva, why then does the Mishnah say you need a get? Imzeit be'isur lav and a Kiddushin Tofsin. The Kaura. Kamodu the Tafse Kiddushin bi'a de get lav kahalitza dameh la'atku'e kulo zika. That's what. Abotai, a get is not like a halitza. A get doesn't break the whole thing. There's still something there, which means a halitza, finished. Halitza, she's over. Then, if you would do a halitza and then do a bi'ah, nothing. Would not. You don't need a get. But since over here he didn't do a halitza, he gave a get. So even the Akiva is more there. That minat Torah, there's still something there, and therefore the bi'ah will be a kiddushin, and therefore we need a get for the bi'ah, even according to ve'elkach lo amda alav belav gamu. You can't call it a total lav, and therefore the Mishnah's din is tzedika get for the bi'ah and halitza for the yibum or halitza for the zikah. Now we get to the next case. Natan get.
Rabbi Mechila, I have a question. According to the Rabban Gamliel, if a get is all or nothing, then why would you need chalitza? If the get is nothing, then the be'ilah is a full be'ilah, and all he needs is chalitza. And if the get is something, that means she's finished. She doesn't need a chalitza.
No, get doesn't replace chalitza. The Rabban Gamliel never said that get. The Rabban Gamliel never said that get replaces chalitza.
I thought Rabban Gamliel holds that a get is either all or nothing.
The gabed is second. The gabed is second later, but not the gabed that it replaces a halitza.
Okay.
So now it says Natan get behalatz. That is an easy case. We gave the get, and then what do we do? Halatz. En ahar halitza kedu. There's nothing after the halitza. Unless she says, "En lahar halitza kedu," first wide line. The afagav the halitza pisulahi. Here's a big hadush. This halitza is called halitza pisula. What's a halitza pisula? Halitza pisula means it's a weak halitza. Why is it a weak halitza? When Natan get, Rakag Natan halitza. Because we have a rule. Halitza is only considered strong when at that moment he could have made yibum as well. So then you could have made a yibum. Now you made a halitza. It's a halitza hazaka. But Paul, since he gave a get, yibum is off the table. So then, with this halitza that he's doing is a halitza that does not have an option of yibum. This is called. Nobody's about to ask questions. This is called what? Halitza pesula. That she. De'i hava ba'eli yibume. Lo matzeh. Va'afilu hache, second line in Nashi, dahya legam. But even so, the hadush is that even though this was a weak halitza, it pushes her away legamre to the extent ve'en achareha klum. Ma ze en achareha klum? The hadar umekadesh la. Let's say this guy, he gave a gift. And then what? Halitza. And now he went to marry her. Hey, guy's a crazy guy. Now he went to marry her. According to the Akiva, this is Chibeh Lavin. Because once already you made a halitza, the Torah says, Lo yivneh. And therefore the Akiva holds also in Kiddushin Toksin, B'chibeh Lavin. So therefore, if he would make Kadesha after this halitza, does he have to give her a gift according to the Akiva? No. Why? Because Kiddushin is not tofes. O bebi'ah lo ba'inan get. Second line in Nashi. Why lo ba'inan get? Uchte Rabbi Akiva. The Amar in Kiddushin tofsim b'chibeh lavin. Now, Rabotai, we discussed the first cases was talking about where he did ma'amar first. The second cases is where he gave get first. Now we're going to discuss the third option, halatz. Same story. Shimon is now making halitza on Rachel. The first thing he did was halitza. Finished. Now what? Once he makes halitza, that's it. Goodbye. Halatz ve'asama amar. The guy's confused. He made halitza and he's schizophrenic. He made halitza and he made ma'amar. Or what? Natan get. Natan get means he made halitza and then he gave a get. Uba'al. Or halitza and then bi'ah. Or ba'al. Or we give a different case. No, that's it also. Yeah. Or ba'al ve'asa ma'amar. He did a bi'ah and then ma'amar. Or natan get. Or bi'ah then get. Or bi'ah ve'halatz. In both cases, en ahar halitza klum, and I'm adding my own words, ve'en ahar be'ila klum, which means the Mishnah is basically telling us a rule. Once you give halitza, I don't care what you do after that. Right. Anything you're going to do after that has no value. Why? Halatz. And therefore, same thing when you did bi'ah. Bi'ah is a yibum. You made yibum. Now, let's say after he makes a yibum, he makes a ma'amar. You married him. What's the ma'amar going to do more than the yibum did? The ma'amar is a waste of time. You wasted you wasted your words. You wasted a coin. What did he do? He did bi'ah halitza. Halitza. Too late. Once he made bi'ah, yesh halitza al bi'ah. No. Klum. After what? Get yes. That's the only thing that will help after a bi'ah, the get, because he's married. That's read Rashi. These are very important Rashis, Rabotai. We must read each one properly. I'm reading now. Halatz ve'asa b'ma'amar. You see it? Third line. We're starting the case where he gave halitza first. O natan get ahar halitza. O ba'al ahar halitza. Eno klum. Why? Kedetani b'sefa. En ahar halitza klum. She'en ma'amar ubi'ah tofsim ba'ahar halitza. Exactly. After halitza, I want you to answer me this question. After halitza, now he did ma'amar. Does he need a get from this ma'amar? Why lo shaveh klum? Because we're following Rabbi Akiva. After halitza, this lady now is be'isur lav. Because the Torah says after halitza lo yivneh. Exactly. Shuv lo yivneh. And therefore what? According to Rabbi Akiva, in kiddushin tofsin bechiveh lavin. And therefore, once he gives a halitza, the ma'amad that's after is nothing. Rabbi Akiva. Now, forget the al halitza. Lo avad tzarich limit. You don't have to tell me that a get after a halitza. La shmi'inan de'en klum. De'lemai lehene. Let's say the get would be a good get. Let's hypothetically. Let's say you gave a halitza and the Mishnah says, yes, get the halitza. Lenyan mal. To osir her against the relatives, he's asur against her relatives anyway. So therefore, you don't have to tell me and get our halitza. There's no practical nafka mina. Get our halitza. Let's rebekru v'toeh hamitzar v'kaeh ma'mat halitza. So the Gemara she comes along and says, "Aidi, we give this case derech agava. You really don't need the case of get ahar halitza because it's really not going to do anything. It's asur. It doesn't do anything. Get ahar halitza in nafka mina. Now look at the next Rashi. O ba'al ve'asa ma'amar. Now let's give the next case. Asa be'ila. And then he did a ma'amar. Rabotai. After you did a bi'ah. Finish. This is yibum now. You're married. Now he does a ma'amar. You're already married. Or natan get ahar bi'ah. Or halatz ahar bi'ah. En ahar bi'at klum zikat yevamim. The get shenatan ahar bi'ah megaresh la. Exactly. Kishto gemura. Ve'lo baya halitza. You don't need a halitza. V'imnasa la'azir ma'azira. Not only that, after he gives her a get, he could take her back. It's a mitzvah. Ma'azir gerushato. No problem. V'halitza she'asa ahar bi'ah eno mo'elet klum. The halitza after bi'ah, zero. The en aleh zikat yevamim. Uma'amar ve'achar bi'ah lo hava tzedich lemit. You don't have to tell me ma'amar after bi'ah. You're married fully. Finished. The Beshita land, the Domahani, the Lemailehane. What is it going to help? Hafidu ma'amar achar ma'amar biyabam ehad. Biyabam keman delet adami. The Mai Ka'abid, he's married to already. That's Surah. And therefore, she says, Aid. Fine, it's coming to tell me Derech Agav. Now let's go to the next part of the Mishnah. The next part of the Mishnah says, Ahat Yevama Ahat Liyavam Ehat. Till now we were talking about one Yavam, one lady. Easy case. Shimon Verachel. Ve'ahat shtei Yevamot Liyavam Ehat. The same thing would be two Yevamot from the same brother, fall to Shimon. Instead of doing the same thing to the same lady, he's doing it now one to one and one to the other. Same story. We're just adding a new case now. Till now, we made it simple. It's the same lady. He's doing everything. Now we're talking about two ladies. So to one lady, he did ma'amar. To one lady, he did. We're going to see them mix it up with two ladies now. That she says, Shavin kemo she'amar. Sheyesh achar get rishon or achar ma'amar rishon. Klum ve'en achar bi'ad shebetachila or achar chalitza klum. Same laws. Once he makes a bi'ad to the first one, or makes a chalitza to the first one, nothing. When he makes a get to the first one, then we have an issue that there might still be, according to Hachamim at least, there still might be a shiur for the get that he gives to the second one, and that's we'll see the same thing with the ma'amar. Okay, now the Gemara.
Rabbi, this is not according to the Rabban Gamliel at this point.
When she says over here, Shavin kemo shamanu sheyesh achad get rishon, yesh achad get rishon. If it's, it could even go according to the Rabban Gamliel, like she told us above, that if you have a ma'amar achad get, they'll say there is. You just have en get achad get, but ma'amar achad get there is. So this can be going according to the Rabban Gamliel. In the cases where he didn't do get. If it's get, you're right. But if it's ma'amar get and you're switching, then even the Rabban Gamliel was modeh that there's something after the original get. Just like Rashi told us in the Dibura Matril, the Afilu Rabban Gamliel, like we saw that in Rashi over there, if you remember. That's the Dibura Matril, just to bring you back if you want to see, is going to be Natan get ve'asa ma'amar. Where Rashi said over there, Afilu Rabban Gamliel modeh, the yesh ma'amar achar get. So therefore it could be according to Rabban Gamliel even in this case. Now Rashi comes along and says,
the ma'amar will be from the second.
Yes, he gave a ma'amar and then a get, or vice versa. He gave a get and then ma'amar. Either all these cases will apply equally to one girl as they'll apply to two girls and apply the same logic. Now the Mishnah says ketsa. Now the Gemara is going to say Mishnah is going to give you cases. Rabotai, just follow the order. We're discussing now ma'amar first.
Right. Okay.
So you don't get confused. He did ma'amar first. Asa ma'amar bezu. Uma'amar bezu. The guy, he gave a ma'amar to the first one, no problem. And he gave a ma'amar to the second. Sirichot shene gitin b'chalitza. Now this can only be according to the rabbis. Yeah. If you're going according to the Rabban Gamliel, he said, en ma'amar achar ma'amar. Let's review the Rabban Gamliel. Yeah. Once you gave ma'amar to the first girl, finish, you're locked in. There's no more room for anybody else. Therefore, the second ma'amar, klum. But the Hakamim said, no, you didn't do a yibum. Ma'amar is still, she's open. The zikah is still there. So therefore, now you have ma'amar on the first girl. We'll call them Rachan and De'ah. Ma'amar be'Rachel, ma'amar be'De'ah. Now what do you have to do? So the Mishnah's deen is, asa ma'amar bezu, u'ma'amar bezu, sirichot shne gitin. Simply, why shne gitin? For the two ma'amars. Now the shne gitin are not going to get rid of the zikah, but and therefore v'chalitza.
Besides that, you penalize the second one. She cannot marry a Kohen after.
Okay, and he cannot marry her relatives either, and he cannot marry her relatives.
No, okay, the relative and the other one.
The halutza. The halutza. That's what. Not only the second one, whichever one.
Yeah.
Whichever one he makes the halitza to.
No,
he doesn't have to make halitza to the second one. He can make halitza to the first one also. It doesn't matter which one he makes halitza.
Well, that's only one halitza.
Exactly, one halitza. That's what she says. Sirichot, Rabotai, fourth line. Sirichot shne gitin, k'rabanan. That's clearly the yesh ma'amar, achar ma'amar. Now, Rabotai, I want to ask you a simple question. If he made ma'amar to Rachel and ma'amar to Leah, no problem. Why does the Mishnah say he has to make a halitza? Let him make yibum to one of them. Why can't he make yibum to one of them? So he says, no, he cannot. The yibume lo. Yibume lo. The hechi la'avid. What do you want the guy to do? Ili yibume letarvayu. Make yibum to both of them? Chas v'shalom. Havilu shne batim. You do not make yibum to women. The ili hada, do it to one. No, since already he's connected to the second one, because he made ma'amar to the second one, so therefore he's connected already. Now, if you make your boom, you're doing shtei batim because you're connected. So you're stuck. Once already you made ma'amar to two, already you're connected to both of them. If you're going to make your boom to one, you're connected to two girls from the same house, and therefore you don't make your boom twice to the same house, and you cannot have two connections through that, and therefore the only option is going to be Gitin to both, and then a halitza. Now she says v'halitza le'achat mehem. I don't care which one. Now let's get the second case. Ma'amar bezu veget lezu. Okay, he gave a ma'amar to Rachel, and then what did he do to Leah? Get. Okay, no problem.
For what?
For what? Because he gave her a get.
Oh,
Get out of here. Get out of here. Now what? Siricha get v'halitza. Now you need to get v'halitza. What do you need to get for? You need to get because of the ma'amar. Okay, you get for the ma'amar. But you still need a halitza because the get that you gave for the ma'amar just gets rid of the ma'amar. It does not get rid of the zikah. And therefore, a halitza is necessary. That she says, ma'amar lezu veget lezu. Basal get shela harona et harishona. Once he gives a get to the second one, he cannot make yibum anymore in the first one. Because get is already saying, I'm pushing you away. So once you push them away, you cannot make yibum anymore. That's what she means when he says, Pasal get shela harona et harishona. Even though the Rishonah made ma'amar. So he said, finish. You can't finish. Because when you gave the get, already you said, I'm not doing any procedure in this family. They came there below yibneh. Already you have the issue of lo yibneh. V'siricha get le'ma'amaro, v'halitza le'zikato. The halitza lo mafke'a kedushin. Remember the rule. A halitza cannot break a kedushin. Ve'get lo mafke'a zikah. She tells a very important rule over here. The only thing get breaks is kedushin. And the only thing halitza breaks is zikah. A get does not break zikah, and the halitza does not break kedushin. So therefore, you need a get lema'amaro, and you need a halitza lezikato. Now let's get to the next case. The next case, ma'amar bezu. He did a ma'amar to Rachel. Uba'al etzu. Rabotai.
Yeah.
He made a bi'ah to Leah. Now, what is this bi'ah's worth? Chaura over here, once he made a ma'amar to Rachel, you're locked in already. How can you make a bi'ah now to Leah? So it says, Sirichot shne gitin. He needs two gitin over here. One for the ma'amar and one for the bi'ah. And he still needs a halitza. Let's read Rashi. Ma'amar zu uba'al zu. Asu lekayema. Why can't he stay married to the second one? Because since he made a ma'amar to the first one, so he's connected. Havilu shne batim. V'tzirichot shne gitin. Zuget le ma'amaro. V'zuget le bi'ato. He needs a get for the ma'amar. He needs a get for the bi'ah. V'halitza le'achat mehem. And now he needs a halitza, because the get does not break the zikah. Therefore, teret sarata. Ava beget lechudeh lo nafka ba'alat bi'ah. Which means the one that he made the bi'ah to, the get alone is not going to release her. Why? Lo nafka ba'alat bi'ah, ho'il ubi'ah pesulahi. Chaura, when there's a bi'ah, normally we say when there's a yibum, what gets out of yibum? Get. So why do you need a halitza in this case over here? The chaura, the first one you want to say you made a ma'amar, okay, give a get. The second one you made a bi'ah, okay. So therefore, how do you get out of bi'ah? Get. So what do you need a halitza over here for? So that she says because this bi'ah is called bi'ah pesula. It was compromised. Why was it compromised? Because really you weren't supposed to make a bi'ah because you were connected to the first one. So therefore, since this is a bi'ah pesula, get is not enough. You need a halitza in order to break the zikah. Now we get to the next case. Ma'amar bezu vehalatz lezu. What's that story? He gave a ma'amar to Rachel. Okay. Vehalatz lezu. Oh, now once he made a halitza to the second one, that's it. The zikah is gone. But that is shona tzedika get. You still need to get from the ma'amar of the first one. That's she. Ma'amar bezu vehalatz lezu. Ba'alat ma'amar shona tzedika get le ma'amar the halitza de idak lo mafke'am ma'amaro. Exactly. The halitza that he made to Leah is not going to take off the ma'amar of Rachel. Now Rabotai, that's the ma'amar case. Now we move on to a new story. How did he start now? He started with a get. Don't ask a question. That's how he started. Now you have Rachel and Leah falling there. He went to Rachel, Natan na get. Get lezu veget lezu. Now if you're going according to the rabbis came along and said, Yesh get, ahar get. And therefore what? Just like the first get might be a get, and therefore for sure the first get is a get. But the second get also, since you didn't give a halitza, there's still something there. So the second get also is there. So he needs a get from both. Get the zu, get the zu, sirichot temenu halitza. You still need a halitza. From which one? One of them. I don't care which one. One of them give a halitza. There was it. Let's just catch up in Rashi. Sirichot temenu. Get the zu. Right. Sirichot temenu halitza. Ahat. The asu bekrovotea sheiniya. And she's going to be forbidden, he's going to be forbidden in the relatives of the second one, because the get is a get. Since the get is a get, he becomes forbidden in her relatives. Get lezu ba'al lezu. Got the case? He gave a get to Rachel, and then to Rachel, to Leah, ba'al. Siricha get ba'halitza. Now he needs a get and a halitza. He needs a get to the one who's ba'al. Because since, why does he need a get from the one he was Baal? Because once already he gave a get to the first one, he already pushed them away. That bi'ah is a bi'ah pesula. You're not supposed to make bi'ah at that point. Because when he gave a get to Rachel, he pushed them away. Actually, you're making a bi'ah, make up your mind. Too late. Once you gave a get, you cannot make the bi'ah. So this is called the bi'ah pesula. So bi'ah pesula, it's not enough to do a get. You're going to need a halitza as well in order to break it. So therefore, the Mishnah says, "Sirika get ma'alitza, get lezu u'ma'amar bezu." What did he do over here? He gave a get to the first one. Okay, and then what did he do? He gave a ma'amar to the second. Well, he needs obviously a get from the ma'amar one. Sirika get ma'alitza. Okay, easy. Get lezu vehalatz lezu. Okay, this is easy. He gave a get to the first one. Okay, so she's gone. And what did he do to the second one? He gave a halitza to the second one. En ahar halitza klum. After he gave the halitza, which I don't go to, there's nothing to talk. That she says over here, en ahar halitza klum. What does that mean, by the way? The very important that she over here. En ahar halitza klum. Di hadar mekadesha letzarata. Now let's say he's mekadesh this lady after halitza. Lo tab siba kedushin. No kedushin. En ahar halitza klum is you cannot do anything after halitza. It's legitimate halitza. Therefore, if he's mekadesha after, for example, kedushin no tafsir. Why? Because after halitza yesh isur lo yivneh, and therefore, if he's going to make kedushin lo yeh nitfas tefila ba'akim. Now we get to easy cases. Halatz vehalatz. Halatz ve'halatz. What are you going to say? After the first halitza, finish. Go on. or halatz v'asa ma'amar. Or you made halitza and then you made a ma'amar. Nothing. Natan get. Or you made a halitza and then you gave a get. Uba'al. Or you did a halitza and then a bi'ah. All these cases are nothing. Or we go the opposite. You started with bi'ah. Ba'al uba'al. Ba'al uba'al. Sure. Ba'al uba'al. Therefore, the first bi'ah is what? Yibum.
Right.
The second one is what? Finish, Isur. And therefore, according to Rabbi Akiva, not tofes. Because it's Chayben David. And therefore, nothing. Or Ba'al Ba'asa Ma'amar. Nothing. The Ma'amar according to Rabbi Akiva is nothing. Because in Kedushin Tofsin, Bisur Zeh. Natan get, we gave a get to the second one. The halatz en ahar halitza klum. Very good. There's no which is, I'm reading it my own way. En ahar halitza klum, en ahar bi'ah klum. That once you make a halitza or bi'ah, it's finished. Let's read the Rashi over here, because Rashi is interesting. Rashi says, V'achi perusho. Halatz lezu v'halatz lezu. Okay. Mutar b'krovot shiriyah. He can marry the relatives of the second one. Otfam, he made halitza terachel. Is the halitza of the anything? No. Zero. In halitza, klum. So then he can marry the relatives of the second girl. She'en ahar halitza rishona shum zikat yebamim. B'halitzat batraita lav klumi. Dechen halatz lezu u'ma'amar lezu. He did a halitza and then a ma'amar. Dechen natan get lezu. He did a halitza and then a get. Ar halitza zu. Dechen ba'al lezu. Or he made a bi'ah ar halitza shezu. En ma'aseh ha'acharon kelum. Evantem? Okay. Or ba'al. Or you did bi'ah first. Same thing. Techila b'chazar ba'al l'shiniyah. Or ba'al ba'asa ma'amar b'shiniyah. Or natan get b'shiniyah. Or halatza shiniyah. En achar bi'ah rishona klum. Why? U'ma'aseh acharon lo hashuv. And therefore mutar b'krovot shiniyah. Very, very nice. Rabotai, now we move on to the last part of the Mishnah. The Mishnah comes along and says the following. All these cases that we just said, ben yavam echad l'shtei yevamot, uben shnei yevamim liyevama achat. This will apply whether it's one yavam and there's two yevamot, or there's two yevamim and there's one yevama. Basically, it could happen in these cases the same way. Again, whatever we just said could apply in those cases. And now the Mishnah is going to give us one more scenario. Now we get to one more case. Halatz v'asa ma'amar. Tell us the story of it. What did he do? He gave halitza to the first lady. Good. V'asa ma'amar. Okay, and then what? He did a ma'amar. Exactly. We said the ma'amar is nothing. Or natan get. Halitza v'get. We said the get is nothing. Uba'al. Okay. Or the opposite. Ba'al ve'asa ma'amar ve'natan get behalatz. En achar halitza klum. We learned that. Now the Mishnah adds. Pay attention. Ben betechila, which is the case we learned till now. You did the halitza first. Or you did the bi'ah first. Ben be'emsa. Or if you did it in the middle. You did a ma'amar and then a bi'ah and then something else after get, whatever. We'll see the case. Ben basof, or whether you did the bi'ah or the halitza at the end. It doesn't matter in all these cases. When it comes to halitza, at least, when it comes to halitza, I don't care if the halitza was in the beginning, in the middle, or the end. Once the halitza was given, whatever follows it, nothing counts. However, the be'ilah, when it comes to bi'ah, bizman shehid batechila in achareha klum. Only when the bi'ah is in the beginning. However, be'emsa ubasof yesh achareha klum. Now, before I read Rashi, just know what the Mishnah is saying. The Mishnah is making a chiluk between halitza and bi'ah. We just said in the Mishnah, en achar halitza klum, Ve'en ahar bi'ah klum. The question is, when was this halitza? So the Mishnah says, I don't care whether it was in the beginning, in the middle, or the end. Once the halitza was done, en ahareha klum. However, when it comes to the bi'ah, only when the bi'ah is in the beginning in ahareha klum. But if it's in the middle, yesh ahareha. What's going on over here? So let's read Rashi now. Let's read it slowly, Rabotai. Rashi says, I'm reading now on the third line. Ben betchila, ben be'emsa, ben ma'amar leget. What's the case? Kegon, get lezu. He gave a get to one of them. Vehalatz lezu, and then he gave a halitza to the second. Vehazar ve'asa ba'ma'amar, and then he went and did a ma'amar. Doesn't matter. Once he gave the halitza, even though he did a ma'amar after, so the halitza is in the middle.
Yeah.
That's not going to make a difference. The ma'amar that was in it. Or beba'ala taget, lo mahani ma'amar velo ba'ya get the ma'amar. Exactly. Even though he gave a ma'amar after the halitza, the ma'amar after the halitza is not going to have any value. So again, he gave a ma'amar, and then he did a halitza, and then he gave a get. That get over there is not necessary because already he made a halitza. So I'm reading Rashi again. Ben ma'amar leget, kegon get lesu, meaning Rashi again. He gave a get to Rachel, vehalatz lesu, and then he did a halitza to Leah. Vehazar v'asa b'ma'amar, and then he went back to the ba'alat get and did a ma'amar. Jump in the lake. Jump in the lake. What is it over here? You're done already. You gave the halitza. Now, besof, what's the case of sof? Ahar ma'amar veget. That means what? He gave a ma'amar to one, and then he gave a get to the other, and halatz, then he made a halitza. En aharei klum. Bahalitza gemurahi. That what? The hadar abid ba'amar, that if he does a ma'amar after halitza, no bayaget. The halitza girushin gemurimi. Bekama belav gamur aleha. Obviously, the first one is a lav now because he cannot make a Afagav the halitza pesula habayit. Even though the halitza was pesula because he made a ma'amar first. Once he made a ma'amar, so therefore this halitza is pesula because you couldn't make a yibum really. Once he made a ma'amar first. Now this halitza that he made after is really not a good halitza because it's halitza pelusa, because you cannot make a yibum at that point because he made already a ma'amar with the other one. But still, even a halitza that's pesula that she's saying is still considered a halitza ve'en ahareha klum. I'm reading this she again because it's very, very important. We just said besof. Read the Tibuna Matim besof. Ahad ma'amar veget. What's the case? Halatz. After the ma'amar and the get, he gave one a ma'amar, and then the other one a get. En ahareha klum. B'chalitza gemurahi. To the extent, the adar avid ma'amar, if he made a ma'amar after the halitza, no ba'ya get. Why? The halitza girushin gemurimi. The kama, the first one, belav gamur aleh. Is a lav now because already once you make a halitza gemura, you cannot finish the yibum. Now pagav the halitza pesula. Even though it's halitza pesula, again because he made a ma'amar first. So once he made a ma'amar to one of them, so therefore it's halitza pesula because you cannot make a yibum after you make you cannot make a yibum to the second one. So that's because the compromised halitza. So halitza does not have the ability to make a yibum. It doesn't matter. Even a halitza pesula. The point of this gemara is to say, I'll say it clear. Afilu halitza that's compromised in ahareha klum, and therefore whatever you do after that has no bearings. However, when it comes to the bi'ah, only when the bi'ah is in the beginning. When the bi'ah is first, the bi'ah gemura in ahareha klum. But once the bi'ah is in the middle or in the end, yesh ahareha. Read Rashi. Habi'ah be'emsa. I'll give you the case. Kegon. Get lezu. Okay, you ever get to the first one?
Yeah, you can give that.
All right. Get lezu. And then what? Uba'al lezu. Get lezu, uba'al lezu. Ve'hazar ve'asa ma'amar b'shlishit. And then he ended up doing a ma'amar. Asur b'krovotea. The ma'amar is going to be hal. Understand what he did? He gave a get to the first one. And then he had bi'ah. And after the bi'ah, he went to the ba'ala to get and did ma'amar. The ma'amar is going to be hal. And the ma'amar is going to make him asur to the relatives. Why? He did a bi'ah. No. Yesh ahar bi'ah. Even though this bi'ah, because this bi'ah is really a bi'ah pesula. Why is it bi'ah pesula? Because once he gave a get to the first one, then you pushed them away. So this bi'ah is really not a strong bi'ah. When is a bi'ah a strong bi'ah? When you do it first. But over here, after a get, you gave a get to Rachel. Are you allowed to make bi'ah with, really not? Because once you push them away, you push them away. So therefore, this bi'ah is not going to be strong enough that if he did a ma'amar after, it'll be hal. And therefore, the ma'amar that's after is going to have a halut, therefore it's going to osir her on the relative. That's what she says. B'hazar v'asam ma'amar b'shilishit. Let's say there was the third girl over here, let's say. Asu b'krovotea. It's going to be forbidden on her relatives. Ubesof. Look at the last case. Get lezu u'ma'amar lezu. You gave a get and a ma'amar. And then what? B'hazar uba al ha'ahat. And then he went with one of them. Get u'ma'amar. And then he went to bi'ah. Yesh ahar bi'azu zikat yibamim. There is a zikah still over here. And therefore, v'chim mapik la ba'ya halitza ve'lo sagi lebeget. What I will tell us, he's going to need a halitza in this case. It's not going to be enough. Hey, because after this bi'ah, there's still something there, because it's a bi'ah pesula. Now, Rabotai, don't worry about this part of the Mishnah so much. The Gemara is going to review it, and we're going to see it very clear. Rabbi Nehemiah Omer, Ahad be'ila ba'ahad halitza, ben betchila be'emsa ben besof, en acharei haklim. Rabbi Nehemiah argues on Tanakama, and he says, I don't care when the bi'ah is, whether it's in the beginning or the middle or the end. Once the bi'ah is done, en acharei haklim, just like halitza. Now let's begin the Gemara. Ad kan lo peligi, ela get ahad get uma'amar ahar ma'amar. The whole mahlok we had at the beginning of the Mishnah between the Rabban Gamliel and Hachamim was get ahar get or ma'amar ahar ma'amar. Rabban Gamliel says en get ahar get. Hachamim said yesh get ahar get, yesh ma'amar ahar ma'amar. Aval get ehad biyibama uma'amar ehad biyibama. Let's say he gave a get in the yibama, and he gave a ma'amar in the yibama. Behani, it's going to work according to everybody. Rashi. Read Rashi. Aval get ahad biyibama or ma'amar ehad biyibama. Behani get biyibama lemekam ale belo yivne. Once he gives the get to the yibama, it's over. That's already called lo yivne v'shuv lo yibem. Now you cannot make yibum. Uma'amar biyibama. Bahani la latzlicha get lema'amaro iba'el apuke. Get ahad get ma'amar ahad ma'amar ze machlok. Put that on the side. What would you say if you regular just made a ma'amar on a yevama, or you did a get on a yevama? It's enough that what? To be koneh, that you're going to have to break it. Meaning, my ta'ama amura banan get bi yibama mahani. L'chaura, when you give a get to yibama, why does it push her away? The only thing that pushes away yibama is what halitza. Now we're saying no. Everybody's going to tell you if you give a get to a yibama, finish. She's pushed away. Why? The Torah didn't say that. The Torah said there's one way to push away yibama, halitza. But all the rabbis are going to tell you that if you gave a get to a yibama, not that you don't need a halitza. You need a halitza, but you cannot make yibum anymore. You cannot make yibum anymore. So the Gemara is asking, "My ta'ama mura banan get bi yibama mehan." Why is Takamim said that the get that you give to yibama, it works? You understand my question? The Gemara's question.
Yeah, right.
Od pa'at, minat Torah. What's the only way to get rid of a Yevama? Get rid of a Halitza. From the Torah, if I gave her a get, boom. By the way, if I gave her a get minat Torah, I can still make Yibum. Minat Torah.
But the fact to be very bad.
I gave her a get.
Yeah, no, very well. It means he did something. It's like
No, I didn't because there's a zikah, there's a connection.
Okay.
So he gave her a get. Minat Torah, you can make Yibum still. The zikah get is nothing. But the Hakamim came along and said, no. You gave her a get, finished. So the Gemara says, why? Mishum de mehane be'alma. There we go. Because we know Gitin works to push away regular ladies. A regular lady, how you push her away? Good. The E amart lo mehane. Listen what's going to store here. If you're going to say that a get is not going to push away a yibama, amre, you know what the people are going to say? Get lehotzi'ah, b'halitza lehotzi'ah. Umedeget lo mehane, halitza name lo mehane. V'atel lemib'al ahar halitza. Ah, habibi. You know what I said? The guy's going to say it like this. What is get's purpose? To push away. What's halitza's purpose? To push away. They have the same purpose. So the guy's going to say, if get doesn't push away a yibama, then must be halitza also doesn't push away a yibama. And then what are they going to do? They're going to make a halitza on the yibama and say it didn't push her away. Then they're going to make a yibum. And that's isur.
Right.
So therefore, so they don't come to make a bi'ah after a halitza. They came along and said, just like halisha pushes away, gitin pushes away also. I say the gezerah. With you. He asks somebody, what does a get do? What does he tell you? A get pushes away. Who does a get push away? A regular lady. Okay. Same thing. So now the Hakamim say like this: if we're going to come along and say that get doesn't push away a yibama, you know what the people are going to say? Just like get doesn't push away, and then what's the problem going to be? They're going to make halitza. They're going to say halitza is a klum ke get tum, and then they're going to make a bi'ah after. So then you know what they said? Kebo she'asur la'asot yibum ahar halitza, gam ken asur la'asot yibum ahar gezerat rabbana. Now let's go the other way. My ta'mamu rabbanan ma'amar bi yibama mehani, which means, let's go slow. Watch this. Before you get to Mahal Yerushato, let's get to Ma'amar. You have two ladies over here. Rachel B'Da'ah falls to Shimon. Shimon makes Ma'amar to Rachel. What's the law? Once he makes Ma'amar to Rachel, he's not allowed to make Yibum to the sister, to the Sarah, to Le'ah. Why? Because like he's connected already, and you're not allowed to make Yibum to two. Now that's from the rabbis. But the Torah, nothing. Just because you made a mar to Rachel, Yibum in Le'ah. Why did the rabbis make a gezerah that if you make ma'amar to Rachel, asul asut Yibum in Le'ah? Why? What's the reason? Umay ta'ama amur banan ma'amar biyibama mehaneh. Again, Rabotai. From the Torah law, what's the only way to be koneh a yibama? Hazak Baruch. Does ma'amar koneh? No. So therefore, when Torah, even if I made a ma'amar in Rachel, I should still be able to make a yibum on Le'ah. Hachamim came along and said, cannot. Why? Read. Mishum de mehane be'alma. In a regular case, ma'amar works. In a regular case, how do you make kaddish a lady? Ma'amar works. The I amart lo mehane. Listen to this. Amre ma'amar liknot. Ubi'a liknot. Umeda'amar lo mehane. Bi'ana lo mehanya. V'atal lemib'al ahar bi'a. They're going to come along and say, hold it. Ma'amar koneh be'alma. And bi'a ba'yibama koneh. If you're telling me that ma'amar is not koneh ba'yibama, then must be bi'a is not koneh either. And therefore, what's going to end up happening? He's going to make bi'a with Rachel and say the bi'a was not koneh. He's going to make a bi'a with Le'ah. And that's a really problem. So therefore, to stop that problem, we came along and said, that just like Bi'ah is koneh b'yemama, Ma'amar is also koneh, and therefore once he makes Ma'amar berachel, asur, lele, so therefore, that's a very, very important yesod to remember. That even though in the Torah only gave us two options, or halitza or yibum, the Hakamim added to halitza get, and the Hakamim added to yibum ma'amar. That these two rabbinical kinyanim will have the same rules as the Torah in order to protect that they don't come to make a problem in such a case. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen.
All these was done on his